video. So for today's video, I just kind of wanted to do a sit down type video. Talked about our sleep training journey with Stratton. So I just thought I'd have a sit down video today telling you all about it, starting from when he was born. So when Stratton was born, I did not feel a connection with him. I don't know why. Like through my whole entire pregnancy, I didn't feel a connection with him. When he was born, I didn't. And his birth experience was pretty scary for me, considering he is my first baby. But it was very scary for me, and I just didn't feel that connection. So when we came, I was like talking to other moms. I was looking up what I needed to do to feel a connection with him, and everyone just said, hold your baby, hold him all the time, do skin to skin with him, all of that. So I literally held him non-stop. And so it got to the point where he never wanted me to put him down. And of course, a lot of people are going to be like, oh, you can't hold your baby all the time because you're going to spoil them, blah, blah, blah. I don't think you can spoil a baby. He's already almost a year and he's fine. I do not regret holding him nonstop when he was born because that time is already away from me and he's on the move. He doesn't just want to sit still anymore, so I do not regret having that time with him. So if you are a new mom, don't let people tell you that it's a mistake to hold your baby all the time, because it is not. Anyways, so I constantly held him when he was a newborn. We got that amazing bond. He never wanted me to put him down, so our days just consisted of me holding him nonstop while he slept. So it got to the point at night where he would not sleep for me to lay him down. I did not want to co-sleep going into having him, but that's the only way he would sleep. So we ended up co-sleeping, and I would have to sleep cuddling him all night. Obviously he was a newborn, so he wasn't sleeping through the night. He was still waking up every 2 to 3 hours to nurse, and that's perfectly fine. Still would not sleep on his own, so I, went back to other moms, asked them what to do. They said to try and swaddle him. He liked to be swaddled, so we swaddled him, and that did help some. I didn't have to hold him all night, but he still had to be laying next to me. So my mom found the nested bean site and got us the weighted Swaddle. Lightweight. It has like beads in the bean, and it's supposed to resemble the mother's touch. So we got him that, and he would sleep in that. But again, he was not sleeping all by himself. He wouldn't let me lay him down. He still had to be so close to me, and that was so scary for me. I just didn't want Bailey to like hit him in the middle of the night or roll on top of him, because Bailey is a heavy sleeper. I am not, so I wasn't worried about myself. But he still had to be right there next to me. I still had to hold him all throughout his naps, all throughout the day. So we got a DockATot. My dad was awesome enough and bought us a DockATot, and he would sleep in that. He would actually let me lay him down at night swaddled, and he would sleep in that. He was still in our bed. I was fine with co-sleeping. Bailey was doing fine. We weren't worried about him anymore. We got the DockATot. He would actually lay in it and sleep. Like, he wasn't sleeping through the night, but he would sleep by himself. So he was still waking up a lot through the night. There were a couple times, I guess a couple weeks, that he was actually sleeping long stretches, like 6 to 7 hours, and that was awesome. So then all of a sudden he was just not having it. We moved the DockATot into the bassinet beside my side of the bed, and he would still lay down and sleep, but he was still waking up every 2 hours, every 3 hours. And he was full. Like, I was producing enough milk for him. He was getting full. He just did not want to sleep. We moved him into his own bed because, we have dogs. They all sleep with us. They're jumping on and off the bed all night. Bailey's like coughing and being noisy all night, so we thought that was keeping him up. So we moved him into his room for naps, and it took a long time for him to let me lay him down by himself to nap. I would have to nurse him to sleep, rock him constantly, and then he had to be swaddled and in the DockATot. So we had the DockATot in his crib. I would swaddle him, nurse him to sleep, which is not a habit you want to get into. I did not know that that's something you didn't want to do. Nobody told me that, and I did do that, and so we got into the worst habit of him having to fall asleep on my boob. So I would not recommend you doing that. If you want to do that, power to you. Anyways, so having to nurse him to sleep while rocking him, and then once I knew he was fully asleep, I could lay him down, and he would sleep, not for very long, but he would. So then my aunt was like, why don't you get a sound machine? So she went and bought us a sound machine, and we tried that, and he napped for about an hour and a half. So I was like, well, okay, you know, maybe this is what he needed. So we left him in there at night. I did not sleep that night, but he had the outlet sock on, had a sound machine, and we had the monitor. So he was ready to go. He slept pretty good. I don't think the first night he slept all night. I think he slept from, I don't know, maybe 5 hours. I woke up to nurse and then went back to sleep. So there was like a week in there that he would sleep from 8 o'clock till like 5:30 in the morning. He would wake up at 5:30, I'd nurse him, he would sleep for a little bit longer, and then he'd wake up. We established a bedtime routine when we decided to switch him into his bedroom. We decided to put him to bed at 8 o'clock. That's just what we decided to do. I know some people will do like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. I did not want to do that. I mean, Bailey doesn't get home till 5 o'clock, so they would have no time together. So we decided 8 o'clock. No later than that, no earlier. It was 8. So he was actually sleeping for a solid week. He would sleep from 8 o'clock to 5:30, 5:45, and he would wake up. So we're like, okay, maybe he's actually going to sleep now. So that did not last long at all. At this point, he could not be swaddled anymore. He was too big. They didn't make any bigger swaddles for him. We tried the nested bean sack that they transitioned to after the swaddle. He hated it. He did not want to wear it. He still does not want to wear it. So that did not work, and he was too big for the dog tot now. So after we transitioned, like after we had to take him out of his swaddle, he ended up back in bed with me, having to cuddle him all night. I don't know what happened in that week of him sleeping all night, but he was done with it. I don't know, it's like a switch flipped, and he was waking up every 30 minutes, I swear, like every 30 minutes, and while he was asleep in those 30-minute increments, he was just moving around constantly in his sleep. I don't know why. He would not sleep in his bed. He would not sleep cuddled up with me. He was just like flatly not sleeping, and it was getting so bad that I was like, there's something wrong with him. Like, something has got to be wrong with him for him to not sleep. Like, seriously, you guys, when I say not sleep, he did not sleep at all. Like, he'd maybe take one nap for 30 minutes during the day and then would go all day, all night, and no sleep. So I was exhausted. Like, he was probably 7 months at this point, and he was not sleeping at all. Like, people will tell you when they're newborns that they're not going to sleep. No one told me that it was going to be this bad at 7 months old. It was ridiculous. So I was like, I don't know what else to do for him. Like, there's nothing else that I can do for him to help him sleep. I've tried everything. Literally, I tried everything. So I was like, we're going to have to sleep train him. I did not want to do this at all. I did not want to sleep train him at all. I just knew from the moment he was born that I never wanted to do this. But I literally had no other option. So I was like, I don't know what else. We're both just crying all night long. We're both so exhausted. He would just cry all day, cry all night. I was crying with him. Like, I literally did not know what else to do. We ended up sleep training him, and that was not fun. It was not fun. I don't regret it, because now he sleeps like a champ, but it just was not fun. We still had our bedtime routine. I decided to feed him a bottle before bed and then nurse him after that, so that he was extremely full, so that he would sleep all night. We had our bedtime routine. We will play before bed, kind of wear him out, change him into his pajamas, put a sock on him. I'll feed him the bottle. Bailey will read to him. I'll nurse him, lay him down completely awake. Like, if he tries to fall asleep on my boob, I will just take him off, because I know he's full. He's already had the bottle, and I'll lay him down. So we did that, and he cried a long time, probably like 40 minutes. We would keep going in there, telling him it's okay, settling him down, and he would settle down, but then as soon as we would leave, he would start crying again. It took him a long time to go to sleep by himself, and it was so sad, you guys. I cried the whole entire time, and a lot of the times Bailey was the one that had to go in there to be with him, because if I would go in there, he would just cry harder, and you know, that just hurts my mama heart. So Bailey would go in there with him, and he stopped. He eventually went to sleep on his own, and he did sleep for quite a while. So by the time he finally fell asleep, it was probably like almost 9, and he slept till maybe 1 or 2 in the morning, which that is a miracle, you guys. Like, he would have never ever slept that long had we still been doing what we were doing. So I was just like, oh my gosh, thank you, Lord, because he finally slept for like at least 4 hours. I did not nurse him. I even talked to his pediatrician about if we could take out nighttime feedings, and he was like, yeah, he's at the perfect age, perfect weight, you know, just like start taking it back. So we did that before we started sleep training him. So by the time we started sleep training him, there was no more nighttime feedings. So I just went in there. I made Bailey get up with me. We both went in there, settled him down, went back to the room, and of course he was crying. He probably cried for about 30 minutes, and we just kept going in there every like 5 minutes to comfort him. He went back to sleep, and then he slept the rest of that night until about 6 in the morning. So again, like, that whole night was just like a miracle. Yeah, he had to cry it out, and it was very hard, but he at least slept. He actually got some sleep. I got some sleep. The next day we were both happy and rested, and he was just happy. He was never happy during the day, and he was happy. So I was like, okay, well, this is actually going to be worth it. So the next day we did the exact same thing. He woke up about the same, went back to sleep on his own. But then by the 3rd night, I'm pretty sure by the 3rd night, he was sleeping completely through the night. And like, I just remember crying. Like, I could cry now because I was just so happy for him that he was finally sleeping. Like, I don't even know how to describe how bad it really was before we started sleep training him, but it was just so bad. It was so bad. Nobody told me that it was going to be like this. It was so bad to sleep through the night. His naps were a little bit more challenging, but I would still, like, you know, just nurse him, lay him down completely awake for his naps, and he would fall asleep on his own. He still doesn't nap like a normal baby, like 2.5 hours. He'll nap for like an hour and a half. He did that as soon as we started sleep training him, but that was still a miracle. Like, the fact that he was taking 2 naps for an hour and a half, that was just like mind-blowing. So yeah, that's what we did. If you're on the fence about sleep training, like me, like, I really did not want to do that, but I knew that's what I needed to do for him. I would just do it. Like, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard to listen to your baby cry, but they'll be okay. They'll get through it, and it'll be so worth it in the end. I'm definitely not telling you to sleep train your baby if you don't want to do that. That's totally yours and your spouse's decision. Like, you're their parent, so you do what's best for your baby, but that is what was best for our baby. That's what we did, and we were so thankful that we did. He sleeps through the whole entire night. If he does wake up throughout the night, I know that something's wrong. Like, he's not feeling good, or he's hungry. Like, I know he's not just waking up to wake up. There are a few times that he'll wake up in the middle of the night, but he'll just go right back to sleep. And if he stays awake, then I know, like, he doesn't feel good, something's wrong. But, like, that's just, I know that now. Like, before I would have never known that because he was just always awake. So we are so thankful that we decided to sleep train him. It was very hard, very difficult, but we got through it, and now he is almost a year, and he sleeps the entire night. He is getting to the point where he only wants to take 1 nap, so we're kind of trying to figure that out because it's been a little rough, but we'll get through it because we got through all the other challenges. So I hope this video was a little helpful for you if you're on the fence about sleep training. In my opinion, I think it's just, you just do it. I mean, it's not something you're going to be ready for, because I definitely was not ready for it, but I knew I needed to do it. And there's going to be people that judge you for it. Yeah, I hope this video was helpful and it gave you a little insight on things you can do to help your baby sleep. I know we had a rough time. I'm so thankful that it's over. Hopefully with our next baby, it will not be that bad. But at least we got him to sleep through the night if it is, so. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. I hope it was helpful to some of you. If it was, leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. If you have any questions for me, comment down below. Enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to my channel before you leave, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.